Hey, Riddle here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. I really appreciate it. So, I'm gonna sound like a total boomer in this video. And it's really interesting because, unlike a lot of people that I know that are of my generation, I actually have like close friends who are 19, 20, 24, 34. Like I stay connected to the younger culture and music, fashion, all that stuff because I love the life force and I want to know what they're thinking. Like I want to know what they're feeling. I want to know their struggles. Like I want to be there for them like a true elder, like a true elder. And, set an example for someone that they can respect and sometimes hopefully, give them some answers and some really good advice on tricky things to maneuver through. And I think life now is no more difficult than life has ever been, but every decade, every generation has its own unique challenges. In the 80s, we struggled financially with crazy high inflation, and we thought the world was going to be blown up by the Russians. And it was a wonderful time, but it also, the same things that a lot of people are complaining about now have always been a problem for people who struggle. And I will say this, though. I agree that we do not have the opportunities in America that the boomers had. I'm old. I'm younger than a boomer. I'm kind of like on the edge of it. But being an artist and being from blue collar, alcoholic, kind of generationally messed up people, I didn't have any special opportunities handed to me. So I fought and struggled and had to figure a lot of stuff out on my own. And I have a lot of pride about that. And so, that being said, the video is actually going to be about don't ruin your kids. And what I mean by don't ruin your kids. So I read this article and it was about this damn chip that's supposed to be, so hot because they used scorpion peppers or, some pepper that's high on the Scoville level. And so there's this, the Idiocracy app, which one I'm talking about. All these kids are doing this challenge, and they said all these kids had to go to the hospital because they ate this damn potato chip that's laced with hot peppers, and it was just so hot. Oh, I'm gonna die. Take me to the hospital. You know what? If you're a follower, if you're gonna be a sheeple, and you're gonna do stupid shit for attention, you pay the price. If my kid ate a chip to get attention and was there hyperventilating because they did something so stupid, I would be like, suck it. Figure it out. Use your goddamn phone that you can't seem to release from your hand or your eyeballs to figure out how to fix what you messed up. Because this is how people build character, by owning what they've done, by taking responsibility for their actions. The problem with the world today is everyone thinks that you should be a character instead of have character. And that's messed up. And it's making our children weak. It's making them weak. And it's making them victim-y. And it's making them entitled. So I have a friend who's in college. He's 19, and he goes to Santa Cruz. So Northern California, warning, warning. I live in Northern California, and I consider myself Democrat or liberal, but they are so hyper liberal here that they will beat the liberal out of you. So at this college, there is this beautiful forest close to the campus. And so kids go into the forest and get high and party. They do what college kids do. And one of the kids was stoned out of his mind, climbed up in this tree fort, fell out of the tree house. And there was another kid that did the same damn thing, drunk, stoned out of his mind, fell out of a tree, broke his arm. So what happens? His parents, both their parents, threaten to sue the college if they do not take down the treehouse or literally cut down the tree because it's the tree's fault. Our baby fell and broke his arm. Well, your baby made a choice to get fucked up and do stupid shit. So basically, by cutting down a tree or taking down a tree house, which was probably bringing people lots of fun memories, it's this cool thing. Once again, our litigious society, the kid takes no responsibility at all for drinking underage or drinking too much, and the parents have protected their precious pearl and basically enforced how entitled they are and how they don't have to take responsibility for their actions. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And you meet these kids, you meet these people and their goddamn parents, and they are freaks. They're freaks. They have such a sense of entitlement, and they can't deal with even the most basic confrontation, civil or uncivil. So how are we going to be, how are these kids going to lead the future? If we have a confrontation with people that are as strong as Russia or China, how are these good kids going to add up against a hard-ass communist? They're not. They're going to get smashed. And this is the generation. These are the kids that we're making. Now, I'm going to give some more to this. I'm going to try to flip over a little bit to the other side. Some of these kids are amazingly sensitive and amazingly kind, and they do have an emotional intelligence that is could definitely evolve our society closer to a much kinder society. But I think you can still have kindness, you can still have emotional intelligence, and learn to take responsibility for your actions. And these parents that enable these kids, and in the way that I just shared with you, need to get slapped. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And this is going to sound, again, so boomer-esque. I'm going to sound like a damn boomer right now, but there are consequences to not allowing our children to feel, to go through, and I'm not saying unsupported, but to go through the human experience, because humans are just advanced apes. Humans are aggressive, humans are predatory, and it's important for us to learn that. The younger, the better, and learn to protect yourself and stand up against these natural propensities that most humans have. So when I was a kid, grew up in an all-black neighborhood. I obviously am not African American. So, got the beat down consistently, had to learn to fight, had to learn to take care of not just myself, but my sister, who was very young and about a year, very pretty, about a year younger than I was. But also the Caucasian kids that were, that I went to school with. They never had my back, I was bullied constantly. I was a feminized young man, partially because of genetics and partially because there was so much abuse from men like my father or my older brother that should have been supporting me and nurturing me and teaching me and showing me how to be and how to function in this more rough, this more survivalist culture. And instead, I was completely abandoned. And I was abused by those people, which further took away my power and further feminized me, which drew more attention and drew more bullying and drew more abuse to me. That being said, I didn't kill myself. I never killed myself. What I learned to do was to adapt, to fight, to survive, to be clever. It strengthened me. It strengthened me because I didn't have any other option. I didn't have another option. And it just it perplexes me today when I see these kids that have full support of their families, of their mothers and fathers, and they get bullied, and their first resort is to suicide. And it's horrible, but I'm just thinking to myself, my God, I just can't imagine the luxury of being so sensitive, so soft, so ill-equipped with the understanding that the world is a hard place. The world is a hard place. And sometimes you have to take a hard position. Whew. Yeah. So that's all I have to rant about. That's about it. Don't ruin your kids. Allow them with supervision to understand humanity. Allow them to understand about sometimes you can't trust people, that people are aggressive, that people are opportunists, that people are predatory, and if your kid is being bullied, don't just give them pity, and don't take up their fight 100% for them. Take them to a self-defense class. Show them how to use words. Show them how to find other people to align with to help to protect themselves. Because these are all lessons that they're going to need when they leave you, parents, because the same stuff happens on a different level as adults. And when they go to college, if they're lucky enough to go to college, it's a shit show, because college, the first couple of years are just a bunch of high school kids unsupervised. And it's really dangerous. It's dangerous if they're not prepared to deal with adult freedoms and they don't have any adult skills in regards to the facts of life and the facts of what human beings are about and the facts of that there's a price for our actions. There's a price for our actions. And sometimes that price is huge. Huge. As in incarceration, as in being raped, as in being physically maimed for your entire life. So the sooner you start helping your children to become stronger people with character, with strong character, the better chance you're going to have of your child not wandering off the wrong path and hurting themselves or someone else. Okay, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I believe how we treat each other on the streets is our ultimate reality. Bye for now.